Hey everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am out and about running errands. So Kamala goes down to the border, 800 miles from where the problem is. And, you know, Ted Cruz, he made a good point. She is so far from where the problem is, it's like the same distance between Chicago and New York. So, I mean, she's a million miles away. It's so absurd. But she got there. She's trying to blame all the overcrowding on Trump. This is the dumbest thing. I mean, you know, you've got to be so pathological to give that line of garbage to the press on national TV. You know, Trump had the border under control. He wasn't just in control on our side of the border. President Trump had the Mexican government send their army to their northern border. And what has been the huge problem is, of course, Biden saying, come on in, and giving everyone a free ticket to life in America. But what Trump had the Mexican government doing was detaining everybody on the southern side of the border, on the Mexican side of the border, so they never entered the United States. Because once you set foot in the United States, you've got all these constitutional rights. So not only did Biden and Kamala say, come on down, you're the next contestant on the free ride of life in America, they started detaining them on our side of the border instead of the southern border. And that's why these facilities are overcrowded and everything else. Plus, they stopped construction on the wall. They stopped returning people. You know, so for Kamala to say they inherited a problem is absurd. But, you know, Joe Biden's got a lot of problems. And obviously, you know, is not cognitively the way that he used to be. But I'll tell you what, Joe Biden and his wife, Dr. Jill, are very shrewd. They are very smart politically. And they totally set Kamala Harris up. They set Kamala Harris up when they made her the border czar. And, you know, Jill Biden does not like Kamala. This has been reported by multiple sources because she has been pissed off at Kamala Harris for going after Joe during that first Democrat debate when I was that girl, you know, he calling him a segregationist and everything. And he was humiliated in that first debate. Jill Biden, and I'm sure Joe too, but mostly Jill is pissed off about that. Nancy Pelosi can't stand Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris outranks her now as vice president, technically, you know. Although I'm sure Pelosi has all kinds of ways to justify that she's got more power and everything. But Nancy Pelosi knew Kamala when she was introduced to her as Willie Brown's girlfriend. Hey guys, hey Carol. I was out running some errands, heading back home now. So Nancy was introduced to Kamala as, this is Willie Brown's new girlfriend, Kamala, way back in the day in San Francisco. So she has no respect for her and cannot accept the fact that she's higher up the totem pole than her. So you've got these three women, Kamala, right? Dr. Jill and Queen Nancy. You get three women together, two of them join forces against one, and Kamala's on the outs. And yesterday, I was wrong about this on the air this morning. I was wrong in my analysis on something. And it was this photo op when Joe went out to had the press conference in front of the White House yesterday with the Congress people about the infrastructure payoff to all their donors that they were celebrating. They can pay all the donors down with this phony infrastructure bill. And Kamala was standing like 30 feet away under the roof out in front of the doorway of the, hey everybody, of the West Wing. You know, as she was over there. And what I said this morning is she didn't support what they did I was wrong about that. She's pissed off. They made her go to the border. They told her she had no choice but to go to the border because she had to get there before Trump. So Joe and Jill have set her up. They've made the border her issue. And what the border is becoming to Kamala Harris is what Benghazi was to Hillary. Hillary, all her life of scheming and screwing people over and covering up crimes and sleaziness that her husband committed and all this stuff, she blew it on Benghazi. It was the only moment in her entire life that she was an executive in charge of something, and that will forever haunt her. And it haunted her in the 2016 campaign. And this is what the border is to Kamala Harris. And Jill and Joe and Nancy colluded to screw over on this. And yesterday, when they ordered her to go to the border, she had no choice. That's why she was pouting over there by the door of the West Wing. She's a very petty person. And then she screwed it up even more by going 800 miles away from where the problem is. And then she lies, this is not my first time here. No, please. First time as vice president. So Kamala is, she's flipping out right now. You would think she'd be on top of the world, right? She is flipping out right now. She's very upset. She doesn't like anyone telling her what to do. She knows that Joe, Jill, and Nancy screwed her over by making her the border czar and then making her go down there. And then the next thing that happens is tomorrow is President Trump's rally, which he's going to further expose her and point out her stupidity, which will be another humiliation. And then President Trump's going to go there next week with Governor Greg Abbott, and he's going to go to a real troubled spot, not some place that's barely in the country, so far away from the problem. My goodness. She went so far from and now think about this, I'm in South Florida. She was further away from the trouble than I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I want you to think about that. Atlanta, Georgia is closer to me than she was to the epicenter of the border crisis. That's amazing. The distance of Chicago from New York City. So Kamala's not doing well right now. She is not feeling well. She's not doing well. She's pissed off. She's never really done any work in her life. She's never had to do anything that was... When she was Attorney General, she had some mild responsibilities that she avoided mostly. But this is the first time she's actually been held accountable for anything and responsible for something, and she's blown it. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. So the Democrat Party right now is in complete disarray and chaos, and there's these two they're trying to create this split MAGA faction between DeSantis and President Trump that doesn't exist. There's a real divide between Kamala and the Bidens and Nancy. The Democrat Party is totally factioned. In a total, these factions are going on. It's like Game of Thrones going on inside the Democrat Party. Meanwhile, MAGA, we're united. So tomorrow I am going to drive down to Surfside in Miami Beach and see how close I can get to the building that collapsed. And I'm going to make a vlog down there. I was going to go today, but going down to Miami in the afternoon, rush hour traffic, it would be a mess. So I'm going to go in the morning and make a vlog. I don't know how close I'm going to get. I'm going to try to get out on the beach in front of the collapsed building and see. Is she supposed to salute the military men? The vice president really has no authority over anything. You can salute. I don't know. I've never paid attention. Do vice presidents typically salute? I know the presidents do because they're commander in chief. Anybody can salute. I can salute. Anybody can salute. It's not a crime. Anybody can salute anybody, right? Well, the problem is the solution is simple. Continue the Trump policies that they ran against, right? That they say are racist and xenophobic and everything. Because everything Trump was doing was the solution. But they can't admit that, right? They can't admit that. Well, they got a disaster on their hands. They tell people what they want to hear about Trump and the border. Trump's doing all the right things. He's the first person to do anything right on the border. No past president, even Reagan, all these past presidents, even Republicans were giving amnesty to people from time to time. I think Eisenhower even gave amnesty. Do you know who was opposed? A lot of people don't know this. Do you know who was strongly opposed? A celebrated liberal who was opposed to the open border and illegal immigration? Cesar Chavez. Cesar Chavez had civilian patrols keeping illegals from jumping the border because they were a threat to his union pals. They don't teach you that in school because they don't want people to know that. But yeah, Cesar Chavez himself was against this open border policy. Her Kamala saluting is the least of her problems. I bet she is sick right now. She's sick right now. You know, Pence, I know we got a lot of problems with Pence, but I thought Pence did an all right job when he was in charge of that COVID task force. And this is just total incompetence. That's why I tell you guys, most presidents come from governors. Very few come from Congress. Because people that spend their lives in Congress don't do anything. They vote yay, nay, and present. That's all they do. They don't govern. They don't run anything. And when you take someone who spent their whole life in Congress and all of a sudden you make them president or even vice president and put them in charge of something, they're incompetent because it's the first time in their life they've been responsible for anything and they don't know what to do. That's why Trump was so good. He was so competent because he's an executive. He's a chief executive in his private life. Any president that has come from the Congress typically has been a disaster. Look at Lyndon Johnson. What a disaster that was. Escalation in Vietnam, just a total disaster. Kennedy was a little different. He didn't even have a full term, and at least he had some experience in the service, although that was bad. President Kennedy, he was no war hero. He screwed up. He drove his boat in front of a Japanese destroyer and got his PT boat sunk. So his military service, wasn't as stellar and heroic as the history books want you to believe. Are any of you going to the Sarasota rally? I got my invite to that yesterday, so I'm looking into going. It's a bit far from where I live. I've been to Sarasota before, but not for, 10 or 15 years. I didn't quite remember how far it was, but I'm going to try to make it. So if you guys are going, maybe we can connect there. Because if I go, I'll be going alone. Kathy can't go, and my daughter, she's not going to want to go and wait for 10 hours for the president to come out at the arena. So I'll be heading over to Sarasota alone. I'll probably stay the night, that Saturday night, and come home Saturday morning. I just don't know if I'm going to go Saturday. It's about a 3-hour drive to Sarasota from my house. It's on the other side of Florida because I'm on the East Coast on the Atlantic Ocean, and it's on the Gulf Coast of Florida. So it's west. Well, it's northwest of where I'm at. So, and it's kind of awkward to get to where I'm at because you got to drive around the Florida Everglades. So that's what makes it kind of a long drive. There's not like a direct route, but I don't know if I'm going to go up on that Saturday morning or go up Friday evening and stay in a hotel Friday and Saturday. I don't know. I'll decide at a future date. I don't have much time, though, because it's July 3rd. I'll appreciate that. It is a rainy day in Florida. I'll tell you that. That's what it's like in the tropics. But this Kamala trip, boy, Joe and Jill really screwed her, and they're very happy about it. What I really wonder with Kamala, because when she took this job working for Biden, everybody was saying, well, he'll have to resign because of his health, which I'm not a big think that that's going to happen. You know, Jill is not going to let her husband resign anytime soon. So, you know, she thought she would be president. And you got to wonder, does she want to be president still, Kamala? Is she afraid of it? I would think she's afraid of it. Yeah, Trump, the Ohio rally is tomorrow. But the Florida rally in Sarasota is on the 3rd. Because I don't know. I think she might be afraid to be president now. Because she gets the presidential daily briefing. She knows what's going on. And that can scare the hell out of someone who's never done anything in their life. You know what I mean? So I'm not so sure she wants the job anymore. You guys let me know. Oh yeah, I'm a proud Trumper. I'm MAGA all the way. No doubt about that. No apologies. For that. MAGA for life. I don't know why. You know, even, I mean, think about it. When you look at the border problem, even Kamala and Joe know Trump was right. Oh yeah. I hope the weather is nicer than this. Yeah, so before I run, tomorrow, I mentioned this earlier, but I mentioned it at the end of the stream for people that just joined us. Tomorrow, I'm going to drive down to the building that collapsed in Miami Beach. I don't know how close I'm going to be able to get, but I'm going to drive down there tomorrow morning probably, and I'm not going to live stream. I'm going to make a vlog. Because there's so many people down there in press, I think I'd have a hard time getting a signal down there, quite honestly. There's so many people down there from the media. So I'm going to go down there and see how close I can get and vlog it. And if I get down there and get close and I vlog it, I'm going to, I'll put it up on my YouTube channel tomorrow. I'll get it up there real quick so you guys can see it. But I'm curious to make sure everyone like the video before you go. If you don't mind, that helps me out